Is it a possibility for the Raptors to make it into the play-in tournament this season?
Still hope getting into the play-in. Now we're dreaming about championship. No, I think that's out of the question. That would be very, very, very unlikely.
Hey, Coach, are you taking me to Taco Bell or Pizza Hut?
We're going Pizza Hut, man.
Oh, man, I love the personal pan pizza. Oh, I miss it when it was over here in the corner. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, whatever time it is for you right now. Just know that you are locked in until the point with the king. You guys know what to do. Go find us. Apple, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, what they're calling it. You guys know, I already showed it on the last video. That big Raptors hoodie is right there for you guys. Once we get to 750 subs, keep it going. We thank you for your support. And we thank you for supporting our fantastic guests, our amazing guests, especially my man right there, right beside me, all the way from the East Coast, the coach, Tim Roache. How you doing today, brother?
And that introduction's good. You know how to pump somebody up, man. That's good. I'm doing pretty good today. Pretty pumped after the pizza party win, man. Pizza Hut.
Dude, we got to go to Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, Domino's, they don't matter.
Oh,
all good to me.
Either way, even Little Caesars, delivery.
Hey.
But anyway, I'll take anything. Bread, cheese, some stuff on it. I'm cool. But Coach, bread, cheese, and stuff on it. Okay. We like to take a little quick fix. Now, according to Raptors Nation, right now, the quick fix is recently, as of this recording, the Raptors have won 3 straight games against Brooklyn, Atlanta, and surprisingly, Indiana. Now, based on that projection coming out of the All-Star break with those 3 straight wins and Darko promising to to pay for their food. By the way, I know where they're going. It's not any of those places. But based on what we've seen so far over the last 3 games, are we still dreaming of a championship, or because we're dreaming of it, but highly likely not? Is it a possibility for the Raptors to make it into the play-in tournament this season?
Still hope getting into the play-in. Now we're dreaming about championship. No, I think that's out of the question. That would be very, very, very unlikely. Even though Miami did it last year, got to the finals as an 8th seed, they still had like a veteran core group that was able to kind of get them over the hump at the time. I still think that the Raptors have a chance to play in. I know it's Brooklyn, as it's recording. Brooklyn just lost tonight to the Magic by like 20 points. So the Raptors are basically tied right now with Brooklyn for the 11th seed. They have Atlanta in front of them as a 10th seed, and Atlanta won tonight again against Utah. A lot of people suspected, and I'm one of them, with Trae Young's injury, that Atlanta would fall off. They look better without Trae Young. DeJounte Murray's really stepping up along with DeAndre Hunter and Jalen Johnson. Jalen Johnson, they better hold on to him, man. He's a good young player. So Atlanta right now is looking pretty good. You have to hope for Chicago or Atlanta to fall off a little bit. But the schedule for us, it's starting to get a little bit tougher. I'm just looking at some of their next few games. I know we got Dallas coming up very soon, Golden State, Pelicans, the Lakers I know are coming up along with Phoenix. So those kind of games, it's not like it's Milwaukee and Denver, or Denver, sorry, is one of them that's coming up as well. It's not like it's Milwaukee and Boston, but still, you're playing some pretty good teams in there. And if they're want to try to make the play-in, you're going to have to gonna have to win most of those games. So there's still a chance, but it's decreasing each day that we lose.
It's like in Dumb and Dumber when he goes, "So you say I got a chance,"
That is right.
right? But
Which he
I
did
think,
like 1 in a million.
yeah, I
It's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad, but it's
no, it's definitely mathematically a possibility, but realistically, I highly doubt it. But I also highly doubted all three of these last games. Although I did pick for them to beat the Pacers by 7, which I did do.
thanks, man. Good. I
Right?
did not expect them to beat the Pacers. I expected them to beat Brooklyn. Atlanta, I wasn't too sure.
Yeah,
Not the
me too.
Pacers, though. I did not expect that. But that was a big win.
Yeah, I from what I saw from the first two games, I thought it was spot on as to what they're doing because they're proceeding, and now like you and I have mentioned on the show multiple times that the as former coaches to like building team chemistry, right? And to having them like be coinciding with each other. Now, there are 4 key parts, okay? And I'm going to hit you with all of these, okay? 4 key parts on the court that's not LED, okay? And you give me your reaction on them. Number 1, well, actually, number 4, Scottie Barnes. Yeah, boy. What do you think he has for this Raptors team to help get up there?
Scottie, since the All-Star break, has gone up another level, in my opinion. Whatever I read somewhere that he spoke to some veterans or veterans spoke to him, and it seems like he's listening. Whatever they said to him, he looks like he's in control. He looks like he's in attack mode a lot more. Because the 3-point shot has fallen off. So how else can he get his offense?
And what did I say last year?
At the rim.
He needs his 3-point shot.
Yep. And when you don't have your 3-point shot, you have to get it back at the rim. And now that Siakam's gone, he's having to play alongside Pirtle. So he's playing some like power forward when he's not playing point guard.
I'd call it point forward.
Yeah. He's basically playing point forward or point guard, something like that. But he's asked to do a lot on this team. Sometimes he's playing center. He did some against Indiana. Yeah. So Scottie's the key to this. And the way that he's playing the last 3 games, I know against Indiana, I think he had, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 12 assists, 5 blocks. Those are ridiculous numbers. Like
First Raptor to record 4 triple-doubles in a season.
Yeah. And the stat line he had last night, only 2 other guys in NBA history that's been recorded have done it. One of them was Nate Thurman. He played back like in the 60s and 70s. I think the other one was Alvin Adams. Yep. So what he did last night, only a handful, not even a handful of guys have done it in the modern era.
Yeah. I honestly think with the propulsion of Scottie for this team, like you just said, he's asked to do a lot. You know what? I'll say it right now. We're already a couple minutes into the video, so YouTube can't demonetize us. He's fucking doing it. Okay? Like, there's no question. He is killing it. He's on both ends of the floor. He's keeping his eyes on the floor. He's making the right passes. He's attacking the rim. He's hitting the tray. He's doing whatever is needed. Honestly, that kid is unbelievable. It blow my brains out. Like, just thinking of how good that kid is, especially, and speaking of blowing brains out, you see what he did to Mikal Bridges? Right? That was hilarious. Oh, yeah. But let me bring up some other players for the Raptors to complement Scottie Barnes, because we all know he's the centerpiece. RJ Barrett, what do you think he impacts to this team for the rest of the season?
Oh, he's been, I can make an argument, their most consistent scorer since the trade. As great as Scottie's been, there's been some games where RJ has had to carry them on offense. RJ, I think, is shooting 36 to 38% from three ever since he's come to Toronto right now. I think he's getting like 6 or 7 rebounds as well. I don't have the numbers in front of me. RJ's been really good since he's been here.
You've been
And
solid.
yeah, the only thing that irritates me is his free throw shooting. It stinks. He's got to work on that in the off season. But bad enough we got Fertile, who doesn't shoot very well. We don't need RJ. RJ can live at the line. He's so strong at going to the like. He's a really good north-south player. Not so much east-west, but he's very good in like driving lanes and things of that nature. So RJ is super important, and he's going to be important for the next couple of years moving forward. That because he's only a year older than Scottie. I think he turned 24 like in September. He's been in the league 4 or 5 years now.
Coach, you know what we would do? You said something about his free throws. You know, you and I, what we would do is put that player next day at practice, shoot 500 free throws. That's it. That's their practice. Forget running suicide runs. I can't say that, can I? But those runs, not the 3-man drill. No, just straight free throws. And I think if he adds that, you just said it. That's because that's at his age. If you were to add that part to his arsenal in his game, especially the way you just said it so eloquently that he runs north-south.
Yep.
Right? If he gets into trouble and he gets a foul, boom. It's not a hack-a-shack. Let's make it the opposite. Right?
Yeah. And RJ's going to live at the line. He might, if he doesn't lead the team in getting to the line, he probably will by the end of the year. It's probably somewhere between him and Scottie. But RJ is not a high-volume shooter. He never really has been. So how else can you get those extra points? You got to make your free throws because he's strong. He's going to go left. And you got to make his free throws. So, and the more guys that we get at the line, because we don't get many guys to the line, quite frankly, and RJ has that ability to do so.
I'll put my tinfoil hat on and say that's a conspiracy theory because the American side does not want us to win. But, however, let's get to this point. Quickley. What do you think about Quickley? I love watching this guy play. What do you think he adds to the team going forward now that we see that this is the core?
Immanuel Quickley is an excellent pull-up dribble threat. We really never had that, quite frankly, in quite a few years. And I'm just looking at some of his numbers
since DeRozan, like a pull-up threat, right?
Yeah, like 62% from three against Brooklyn, shot 55% from three against Atlanta, and in the last game against Indiana, shot 43% from three. Like he's been really aggressive lately in scoring the basketball since the break. So much so that his assist numbers are down. So it's like, okay, I'm going to attack more and pass less. But the thing is, Scottie's picking up the passing now. And I want Quickley to shoot beyond the three before I would want Scottie shooting behind the three. Scottie's still getting his points inside. So when Quickley is playing this well, it just makes us a better team.
Yeah, I love watching that guy play. He's just like a little spark plug. Like
he's been shooting almost 50% every game since the All-Star break, except for the game against Atlanta was 45%. But that's small guards typically don't have high field goal percentages.
Exactly. But I just love seeing the spark that comes out of him. And I think mentally, as a coach, when you got a guy like that comes out and sparks up the rest of the team, you're gonna want to keep him in there, and you're gonna want to let him do well, and you're gonna take the proverbial leash off of his neck and let him run wild, and which he's been doing. And speaking of leashes on the neck, oh my goodness, Gradey D rocking that chain, brother. Wow. What do you think about the dick getting hard for the Raptors. Sorry, these jokes write themselves, ladies and gentlemen. But what do you think about Gradey overall that we've seen escalate from the beginning of the season? Because I know a lot of you people out there hated him at the beginning of the season. You were dick haters, okay? And now you love the D. Okay? Coach, what are your thoughts on him, the fourth member of that core?
Developing before our eyes. He's getting more comfortable over there. And I've been seeing that kind of on Twitter. It's like he's just looking way more comfortable on the floor. And he's showing that he's more than just a three-point shooter. Because he had the reputation of just, movement three-point shooter. He's really
doing good on steals, defense, rebounds, like going for loose balls.
Yep.
No, I can't say that. Dick went for loose balls. But go on, please.
Yeah, no, like Gradey is playing to me in the last probably 15, 16 games. Like I was hoping I might get this next year. It's so different because he started off the year so bad. Like he was before the new year wasn't good. But I think it was a mixture of confidence, lack thereof, and not enough reps. Reps was the biggest thing. He was just sitting on the bench. But once they sent him to the G League, he started to get more reps. And then after they made all these trades, it's like, okay, time to see what you have. And Gradey Dick is really good. He can take guys off the dribble. I think he's shooting close to 70% at the rim, if not more. Like I saw a stat.
I saw 68. 68%.
Yeah, it's something like that. And just lately, I think on the year, he's at about 38% from three. Let's just remember about 8 weeks ago, it was like 22% from three. So probably by the end of the year, he's going to be about 40% from three. He's at 38.2% rate now, and he's 92% from the free throw line. I want him shooting free throws all the time. And
send the dick to the hole. If he gets hurt, let him get a free one.
He's taking charges.
Sorry, these jokes write themselves. I'm sorry.
They do. He's taking charges on defense, which I think if you're not going to be an elite one-on-one defender, which he'll never be, how else can you make an impact?
Well, I love the fact that he's taking charges. I love that.
Yep.
I love the fact that he's diving for loose balls. I honestly love that. These are things that do not show up, ladies and gentlemen. You can go look it up on whatever app you use and look up the box scores. These things do not show up. You and I, as former coaches, we both understand that's a guy we want on our team.
Oh yeah. No, he's a high offensive awareness player for sure. His shooting mechanics are flawless. They look very good. It was watching him play against Indiana. Like, I mean, he was wide open on some of those plays. Like Scottie hit him like in the corner and at the 45 at the side of the three. And Scottie creates gravity, and Gradey is going to creates gravity as well. So I remember even back early in the season, I had this conversation with Beyond. Milwaukee was guarding Gradey like he was Larry Bird 1986. And this is when Gradey wasn't doing anything at all. And then last night against Indiana, he actually did look like Larry Bird 1986. It's all the blonde hair, playing in the Midwest. I'm like, 6'8". That reminds me of someone.
Do you think Gradey's overcoming? This is off script now.
Yeah.
Do you think Gradey is overcoming that? I would say Malachi Flynn syndrome.
Well, Grady's a good rebounder.
Because Malachi didn't get his reps, but he did do well in the G League, but he didn't get his reps. Gradey got his reps, now he's brought up, and now he's pretty much the fourth member of that core.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I can make an argument lately. He's been their fourth best player in the last maybe 10 games.
Oh, there is no argument. And if you guys want to argue, click on the comments. But go on.
Offensively, anyway, because I don't want to take away what Pirtle actually defensively has meant to this team. He's been pretty good the last few games, and before he got hurt the first time, he was good. Now it took a few games to kind of get back. It didn't look so good. But I mean, look, Brady's making an argument to start next year. He's making an argument to start now. Really, they're not going to do that. They're not going to send Gary Trent to the bench because Brady has shown like, oh, he could come in off the bench and get us 16 to 20 points, and just you leave Gary in the starting lineup because Gary did shoot 71% against Brooklyn the other night. So he's getting a little bit more of a slump, I find, than Gradey can. Grady's a bit more consistent and he's better at getting to the hoop that I've noticed. But yeah, I think Gradey Dick moving forward, he's going to be important this year and definitely next year. He's making a case to start next year.
You see, you said two things there. Number one, Pirtle. Pirtle's the anchor to the boat. Nobody ever sees the anchor. We just see the pretty boat. Okay? And the pretty girls on Instagram taking their videos. But Gary Trent, the possibility, like him being hot, like I've said it before, when he's hot, he's hot. When he's not, right? Yeah. But the possibility of him going to the bench. Now, let's get into this because you and I have like minds when it comes to this from our experiences. But from a coach's standpoint, would you put Gradey over Gary into the starting lineup, or where would you interject them? God damn it, these jokes write themselves. Where would you put him, and what would be your ideal starting lineup to grow the chemistry for here on out to the end of the season?
So there's two parts to your question there, certainly.
Yes.
And so I would leave Gary in the starting lineup until the end of the season. I think Gary starting is better than Gary coming in off the bench. He always, whenever he's been with the Raptors, he always seems to play a bit better when he's starting. With Gradey Dick, I don't know if it matters yet. But what I do know is he can come in off the bench and he can get you 16 to 18 and be, a Klay Thompson threat to shoot the three. And the way that he moves off the ball, and I had someone tell me this the other night. They're like, we're watching Gradey Dick play, and this guy's an Atlanta fan. He's like, he's a really good off-ball movement cutter, and he is. So I think for the rest of this year, I would leave Gradey coming in off the bench. I would just increase his minutes. He played 23 minutes against Indiana. I want to see that get up to 25 to 28 for the game. And I think that would help. The more that he's playing with Scottie and Quickley and Barrett, the better they'll develop that chemistry. That second part of your question, long term, I'm starting Gradey. Assuming this team coming back next year is those four, if they don't add anyone, then yeah, I would be starting Gradey in the backcourt with Quickley.
I agree with you 100%. But do you think that's feasible for the Raptors? Do you think that's Masai and Bobby's vision to have those core four? Because bro, I'm not a Raptors fan, but I'll tell you, watching those four play together on the court with Yak at the anchor, I'm loving it. I'm like Justin Timberlake at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay, but do you think that was part of their vision after the tradings of Schroeder, Siakam, OG, right? Do you think this is what they were aiming for?
I'm sure they envisioned it, and best case scenario, this would happen. What Gradey Dick is doing right now, and the comparison is not to this player. In Minnesota, Anthony Edwards came in and took it from Karl Anthony Towns. Anthony Edwards is the guy in Minnesota. Gradey Dick has come into this new role, and he's taking it. I'm not saying like he's coming in, he's taking it as one of the top two players on the team, but he's coming in and taking it to say, I should start next year. He's kind of come in. It's not like it's been gradually going his way, or it's not like it's been handed to him. He's coming in. He's been making a statement, and you have to play him minutes.
Okay, Coach, thank you for coming on. You can clearly see on your screen that we're running out of time. But you guys can't. But hopefully you guys have stuck with us this long. Coach, where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter, Coach Roache. I'm on Basketball Rewind, and I'm here as well. So those are kind of the places that I'm at.
The greatest free agent ever.
I'm the ultimate free agent.
Yes.
No, this is I enjoy these things. Talking to people on Twitter. Sometimes I'm on Spaces as well. I love trying to review the drafts each year. And
you're going to be back on for the draft episode. Get ready for that.
Nice. So I'm kind of getting into some draft content right now, looking at some players, especially since the Raptors have 2 picks as of now, possibly 3. Hopefully it's not 3 in a sense. Hopefully I don't mind the 2, or if you trade those 2 up to get a higher pick in the draft, I think that would be a wise idea as well.
We'll see. But Coach, thank you for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, all the way from the East Coast, the one and only Coach Tim Roache. You guys can find me at Kim Hussein, and you know where I live, at To The Point. Go check out my other pod, What the Facts. And on behalf of myself, Coach, and if you guys out there, you're watching, I consider you To The Point family. So on behalf of all of us, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, and peace.